My brother ignored my promotion party. He didn't show up, didn't call, didn't send a text. He made it clear my success didn't matter to him. Then the press arrived. Cameras, journalists, a feature crew from a national business magazine. And when they started asking about me, my brother's face went pale. Because what they revealed about my promotion made him realize he dismissed the biggest achievement in our family's history. My name is Jordan Hayes. I'm 33 years old. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, with my older brother, Ethan. We were always competitive, but Ethan always won. Better grades, better jobs, better everything. Ethan graduated from Wake Forest with a degree in finance. He got hired at a major investment firm in Manhattan. Six-figure salary at 24. He climbed the corporate ladder fast. By 30, he was a senior analyst, making close to $200,000 a year. Our family worshipped him. Every holiday, every gathering, the conversation centered on Ethan's career. His latest deal. His bonus. His corner office view. Mom kept a scrapbook of his achievements. Articles mentioning his firm. Photos from company events. Awards he'd won. I took a different path. I didn't go into finance. I studied computer science at NC State. I graduated and got a job at a small tech startup in Raleigh. The pay was modest. $50,000 a year. The office was a converted warehouse. We had 10 employees. No prestige. No recognition. My family treated my career like a hobby. A phase. Something I'd outgrow once I realized I needed a real job like Ethan's. For 10 years, I worked at that startup. I wrote code. I designed systems. I solved problems. The company grew slowly. 20 employees. Then 50. Then 100. We were building something. But no one in my family paid attention. Ethan would ask about my job with barely concealed condescension. Still at the little tech company? 3 months ago, everything changed. Our CEO called an all-hands meeting. The company had been acquired by a Fortune 500 tech giant for $800 million. Everyone who'd been with the company from the early days got significant payouts, stock options, retention bonuses. I'd been there since year one. My payout was substantial, life-changing. But that wasn't all. The acquiring company wanted to keep our team intact. They offered me a position, Vice President of Engineering, overseeing a team of 200 engineers. Salary, $350,000, plus stock options worth potentially millions. I accepted immediately. When I told my family, the reactions were mixed. Mom was happy. Dad was proud. But Ethan was quiet. Too quiet. Vice President? Of what division? Cloud infrastructure. I'll be managing all the back-end systems for their enterprise platform. How many people report to you? 200 directly. About 500 across the entire department. He processed this. What's the salary? $350 base. Plus performance bonuses and stock. His jaw tightened. He made more than I did, but not by much anymore. And my stock options could eventually dwarf his entire net worth. That's great, Jordan. Congrats. But his tone was flat. Forced. I decided to throw a party. Celebrate the promotion. The acquisition. Everything. I rented a private room at a nice restaurant in downtown Charlotte. I invited family, friends, colleagues. 50 people. I sent Ethan an invitation 2 weeks in advance. A formal card. With all the details. He texted back, sounds good. I'll try to make it. Try. Not, I'll be there. Not, wouldn't miss it. Try. The week before the party, I followed up. Hey, still good for Saturday? Yeah, should be fine. Day of the party, I texted again. Party starts at 7. See you there. No response. I waited. Still nothing. The party started. People arrived. Ethan didn't. By 7:30, everyone was there. Except Ethan. Mom kept checking her phone. Have you heard from your brother? No. Maybe he's stuck in traffic. Maybe. But I knew. He wasn't coming. He decided my achievement wasn't worth his time. At 8 o'clock, I gave a short speech. Thanked everyone for coming. Talked about the journey, the hard work, the incredible opportunity ahead. People cheered, toasted, celebrated. Mom pulled me aside. I'm sorry Ethan isn't here. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's fine, Mom. It's not fine. He should be here. He made his choice. I tried not to let it ruin the night, but it hurt. My own brother couldn't be bothered to show up. Couldn't put aside his ego for 2 hours to celebrate with me. At 9 o'clock, my phone buzzed. A text from Ethan. Sorry, got tied up with work. Congrats on the promotion. That was it. No explanation. No genuine apology. Just a dismissive excuse. I didn't respond. The party continued. Colleagues gave speeches. Shared stories about our startup days. The long nights. The impossible deadlines. The moments we thought we'd fail. And the triumph of being acquired. My best friend, Marcus, pulled me aside. Ethan didn't show? Nope. That's messed up. It is what it is. Jordan, you just became a VP at a major tech company. You're going to be managing hundreds of people. You're about to make more money than most people see in a lifetime. And he can't even show up. He's jealous. Obviously. But that's pathetic. I agreed. But I was done caring. Ethan had shown me exactly where I ranked in his priorities. I wasn't going to forget it. The party ended around midnight. I went home exhausted but satisfied. I'd celebrated with people who actually cared. That was enough. 2 days after the party, I got an email from a journalist. Lauren Mitchell from Business Innovators magazine, a national publication that covers technology, startups, and corporate success. Your name came up multiple times during our research. Your role in building the platform that led to your company's acquisition, and your promotion to VP at one of the largest tech companies in the country is exactly the kind of story we want to tell. Would you be available for an interview? I stared at the email. Business Innovators magazine was huge. Millions of readers. My face could be in a national magazine. This was bigger than I'd imagined. I responded immediately. Yes, I'd be honored. We scheduled an interview for the following week. Lauren explained they wanted to do a photo shoot, interview my colleagues, talk to my CEO, make it a comprehensive profile. We're calling the piece The New Guard, Young Executives Reshaping Tech. You'll be one of 5 featured executives. This is a cover story. A cover story. In a national magazine. I called my parents immediately. They were ecstatic. Mom cried. Dad couldn't stop talking about how proud he was. Have you told Ethan? Mom asked. Not yet. You should. I'm sure he'll be excited. I doubted that. But I sent him a text anyway. Got some news. Business Innovators magazine is doing a feature story on me. National cover story. Interview next week. He responded an hour later. That's cool. Congrats. Cool. That was his reaction. Not, that's incredible, or I'm so proud of you. Just cool. I put my phone down. I was done expecting anything from him. He'd made his position clear. My success didn't impress him. Fine. I didn't need his validation. The interview was scheduled for the following Thursday. At my office. The journalist wanted to see where I worked. The day of the interview arrived. Lauren Mitchell showed up with a photographer and a videographer. They wanted to capture everything. My workspace. My team. The office environment. The interview lasted 3 hours. Lauren asked about my background. My journey from a small startup to VP at a major corporation. The challenges I'd faced. The lessons I'd learned. What was the turning point? When did you realize this company was going to be something big? Year 3. We landed our first major client. A Fortune 100 company. That validated everything we'd built. From there, growth accelerated. How does it feel to go from a 10-person startup to managing 200 engineers? Surreal. But also natural. I've been preparing for this my entire career without realizing it. Tell me about your family. Are they supportive? I hesitated. My parents are incredibly supportive. They've always believed in me. And siblings. I have a brother. He's in finance. We're very different. Is he proud of your success? I chose my words carefully. We have different definitions of success. He's focused on traditional metrics. Prestige. Titles. I've always been more focused on building something meaningful. Lauren nodded. She seemed to understand the subtext. After the interview, my parents wanted to celebrate. They drove up from Charlotte to Raleigh. They took me to dinner. They couldn't stop talking about the magazine feature. When does it come out? Dad asked. Next month. They said they'd send me a copy before it hit stands. We're buying 100 copies, Mom said. I laughed. That's excessive. I don't care. My son is going to be on the cover of a national magazine. I'm buying 100 copies. That night, Mom asked again. Did you tell Ethan about the interview? I texted him. What did he say? He said it was cool. Mom frowned. That's all. That's all. She looked disappointed, but not surprised. For weeks later, the magazine hit stands. Lauren sent me an advance copy. I opened the package with shaking hands. There I was. On the cover. Professional photo. Suit and tie. The headline read, The New Guard, 5 Young Executives Reshaping Tech. Inside was a 6-page spread. Photos of me at my desk. With my team. Quotes from colleagues. From my CEO. From industry experts praising my work. The article highlighted my journey. The risks I'd taken joining a startup. The years of uncertainty. The payoff when we got acquired. My promotion to VP. My vision for the future of cloud infrastructure. It was everything I'd hoped for. Validation. Recognition. Proof that I'd built something real. I posted a photo on social media. Honored to be featured in Business Innovators magazine. Grateful for everyone who's supported me on this journey. The responses poured in. Hundreds of likes. Comments from friends, colleagues, former professors. Congratulations. Pride. Excitement. My parents shared it everywhere. Facebook. Instagram. Email chains with extended family. They were bursting with pride. I waited for Ethan to respond. Hours passed. Nothing. I checked his social media. He'd been active. Posting about a work conference. Sharing articles. But he hadn't acknowledged my magazine feature. Mom called that evening. Have you heard from Ethan? No. I sent him the magazine cover. He didn't respond to me either. He's ignoring it. Why would he do that? Because he can't handle that I'm getting recognition he's not getting. Mom sighed. I don't understand him. This is such an incredible accomplishment. He should be proud of you. He's not capable of being proud of me. Not when it makes him look less impressive by comparison. That's not how family should work. I know. But it's how Ethan works. I hung up. I was disappointed but not surprised. Ethan had made his priorities clear. If I wasn't celebrating him, he wasn't interested. 2 weeks after the magazine came out, my parents organized a family dinner. Not just immediate family. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Extended family. 20 people. Mom called to tell me, we're having everyone over Sunday. We want to celebrate your magazine feature properly. Mom, you don't have to. We're doing it. Everyone wants to see you. Everyone's so proud. Is Ethan coming? Pause. I invited him. He said he'd try. There it was again. Try. The word that meant nothing. Sunday arrived. I drove to my parents' house. Cars filled the driveway. The whole family was there. Inside, people swarmed me. Hugs. Congratulations. Questions about the job. About the magazine. About the future. My Uncle Tom, who owned a construction company, clapped me on the back. Jordan, I read that article 3 times. I can't believe you're managing 200 people. At your age. That's incredible. My Aunt Sarah, a school teacher, showed me her phone. I showed your article to my students. Told them you're my nephew. They thought it was so cool. My cousin Lisa, who's a year younger than me, pulled me aside. I'm so proud of you. And honestly, I'm glad it's you and not Ethan getting this attention. He's always been such a show-off. I laughed. Don't let him hear you say that. Is he even coming? Mom said he'd try. That means no. She was right. By 6 o'clock, everyone had arrived except Ethan. We ate dinner, told stories, celebrated. My parents gave a toast. Everyone cheered. At 7:30, the doorbell rang. My mom's face lit up. That must be Ethan. She rushed to the door. But it wasn't Ethan. It was Lauren Mitchell, the journalist. And she'd brought a camera crew. Everyone froze. I was confused. Lauren? What are you doing here? She smiled. Surprise follow-up. We're doing a video segment on the featured executives. Family reactions. Home life. I contacted your mother. She invited us. My mom looked sheepish. Surprise. Lauren called last week. She wanted to film a family celebration. I thought it would be wonderful. Lauren and her crew set up cameras in the living room. They interviewed my parents, asked them about raising me, about my work ethic, about their pride. Mom cried on camera. Jordan has always been determined. Even when people doubted him, even when they said a startup was risky, he believed in himself. And look where he is now. They interviewed my uncle, my aunt, my cousins. Everyone shared stories, praised my character, my intelligence, my success. Then Lauren turned to me. We heard you have a brother. Ethan, right? Is he here? The room went quiet. Everyone looked at me. No, he couldn't make it. That's too bad. We were hoping to interview him. Get his perspective on your success. He's busy. He works in finance. Very demanding schedule. Lauren nodded politely, but I could see she sensed the tension. Your parents mentioned he's very successful too. Senior analyst at a major investment firm. Yes. It must be interesting having two high-achieving siblings. Do you two collaborate? Share advice. I chose my words carefully. We have different career paths, different philosophies, but we respect each other's work. It was a lie, but I wasn't going to air family drama on camera. As the interview wrapped up, the doorbell rang again. This time, it was Ethan. He walked in and stopped dead when he saw the cameras. The lights. The film crew. What's going on? Mom rushed over. Ethan, you made it. This is Lauren from Business Innovators magazine. They're filming a follow-up piece on Jordan. His face went pale. He looked at me. At the cameras. At the entire family gathered around celebrating me. I didn't know. It was a surprise, Mom said. Come in. They want to interview you. Ethan looked trapped. He couldn't leave without looking terrible. But staying meant acknowledging my success on camera. Lauren approached him with a microphone. You must be Ethan. We've heard so much about you. How does it feel having a brother who's made such an incredible impact in the tech industry? Ethan forced a smile. It's great. I'm proud of him. Were you surprised by his success? Pause. Too long. I always knew Jordan was smart. He's done well. He's done more than well. He's managing one of the largest engineering teams in the country. At 33. That's extraordinary. Right. Yes. It's impressive. Lauren continued. Your mother mentioned you work in finance. On Wall Street. I work at an investment firm in New York. Have you given Jordan advice? Helped him navigate corporate culture? Another pause. Jordan and I have different areas of expertise. But as the older brother, you must have influenced his career path? Ethan looked uncomfortable. Not really. He's always done his own thing. Lauren seemed puzzled by his cold responses. She tried a different angle. The article mentions Jordan turned down several higher-paying corporate jobs to stay with a startup. That's a risky move. Did you support that decision? Ethan's jaw tightened. I thought it was risky. I told him that. But it paid off. The company got acquired for $800 million. Jordan's stock options alone are worth more than most people make in a lifetime. You must be thrilled for him. Of course. But his tone said otherwise. Everyone in the room could feel it. The tension. The resentment. My cousin Lisa spoke up from across the room. Ethan didn't come to Jordan's promotion party. Lauren turned. Oh? There was a party. Yes, Lisa continued. Jordan rented out a whole restaurant. Invited everyone. Ethan didn't show up. Ethan's face turned red. I had work. You texted 2 hours before that you were tied up. The room went silent. Cameras were still rolling. Lauren looked between us. Is that true? You missed your brother's promotion celebration. Ethan glared at Lisa. I had a work emergency. No, you didn't, I said quietly. You just didn't want to come. Everyone stared. The cameras captured everything. Jordan. It's fine. You made your priorities clear. You couldn't handle that I was getting attention you weren't getting. That my career was taking off while yours has plateaued. My career hasn't plateaued. You've been a senior analyst for 3 years. No promotion. No advancement. Meanwhile, I went from a startup employee to VP in 10 years. And you can't stand it. Ethan's hands were shaking. That's not fair. What's not fair is you ignoring my success because it threatens your ego. You didn't come to my party. You barely acknowledged the magazine feature. You've been dismissive of my career for a decade. And now, when there are cameras here documenting my success, you show up. Because you don't want to look bad. My mom stepped forward. Boys, not now. No, Mom. This needs to be said. Ethan has spent years treating my career like it was less important than his. Like working at a startup was beneath him. Like I was wasting my time. And now that I'm more successful than him, he can't handle it. Ethan's face was bright red. He looked at Lauren. Turn off the cameras. We're still filming. I said turn them off. Lauren nodded to her crew. The cameras stopped. But the damage was done. Everyone had witnessed it. The jealousy. The resentment. The truth. Ethan grabbed his keys. I shouldn't have come. He walked out. The door slammed. The room was silent. My dad spoke first. He'll come around. No, he won't, I said. And I'm done waiting for him to. Lauren and her crew left shortly after. She apologized for the uncomfortable situation. I told her it wasn't her fault. She promised to edit the footage sensitively. To focus on the celebration, not the conflict. The family stayed for another hour. People tried to lift the mood. But the evening had been tainted. Eventually, everyone left. My parents and I sat in the living room. I'm sorry that happened, Mom said. I'm not. It needed to happen. Ethan needed to hear the truth. He's your brother. He's jealous. And until he deals with that, we can't have a real relationship. Dad nodded. You're right. I've watched him diminish your achievements for years. I should have said something sooner. It's not your fault. 3 weeks later, the video segment aired online. Millions of views. Comments flooded in. Most praised my journey. My humility. My success. Some noticed the tension with Ethan. They called it out. Anyone else notice the brother's energy? Pure jealousy. The brother couldn't even be happy for him. Toxic. Ethan called me a week after the video went live. Jordan, we need to talk. I'm listening. I was wrong. About everything. I've been jealous. I've been bitter. Watching you succeed made me realize I'm not where I thought I'd be. And instead of being happy for you, I tried to minimize your accomplishments. I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that. Can we start over? Maybe. But it's going to take time. You hurt me, Ethan. For years. I understand. I'll do whatever it takes. 6 months later, Ethan and I are rebuilding our relationship. Slowly. He came to visit my office. Met my team. Asked genuine questions about my work. He's trying. And that's enough for now. My brother ignored my promotion party. until the press arrived. And then he realized what he'd dismissed. The biggest success story in our family's history. And it wasn't his. Sometimes people need to see your worth reflected in others' eyes before they can acknowledge it themselves. If this story resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.